Good morning, everybody. A very, very warm welcome to Filbert Flies. Today we're doing a little VFR stream to have a look at A2A's Aerostar 600, which is a fantastic twin-engine six-seater plane that they very kindly gave me a press copy of. And more importantly, as far as you lot are concerned, they also gave me 3 copies to give away. So this morning's plan is to fly 3 sectors. We're starting here at Compton Abbas. We are going on to 3 other nice little GA airports in the south of the UK. And after each sector, we're going to run a giveaway, which I will tell you a little bit more about once we are in the air. You are, if you are on VATSIM, very welcome to come and fly along with us, as long as you fly an appropriate sort of an aircraft. And there is something going on behind me, which I don't want to show you because I'm very keen to have a nice immersive stream. But I'd be very appreciative if it could stop. Good morning, Satira.
Just subscribe. Hello, boss. How are you?
Hello, welcome. I'm very well. How are you? It's been a long time, and that's down to me. But lovely to see you, and I hope you're well. Right, that's better. It's a lot more peaceful and quiet, as a nice GA airfield ought to be. Good, I'm glad you're well. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Wojtek, CD Solo, and Finish G. You are, I believe, new to the stream, so it's lovely to have you here, and I hope you enjoy it. So, as I was saying, we are at Compton Abbas here. We've got it's a burning blue design airfield. They make some of the nicest VFR airfields, GA airfields in the business, to my mind. I mean, just look at the level of detail in this little cafe bar area. Really, really nice. So this is a small grass runwayed airport. We'll have a look at it on a map in a minute when we talk about the flight plan and the route and that sort of thing. But for now, I think we should head out to our aircraft and make a start on setting it up. Unfortunately, you can't run, but you know, it's okay. We've got time. There's no rush. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? I don't think so. So all of the airports that we are looking at, or that we're flying to today, are from Burning Blue Designs, burningbluedesigns.com. And if you're into GA flying in the UK, you ought to be at least taking a look at them. Wojtek, thank you ever so much for the resub. I appreciate it.
Morrison's Flight Club just subscribed.
Thank you, boss. We will get rid of the pitot cover, which, as you can see, is it's quite high up and quite hard to grab hold of. Apparently, I don't know why that is. Maybe I'll manage from this side. There we are. Yeah, it's the click spots are sometimes a little bit janky, but not often. We'll remove the chocks. And we'll have a quick check of the fuel. I haven't filled it up, but I gave it full tanks when I did a run through of this flight and then flew it back here, and we've still got 3/4 of the fuel I started with. So we've got plenty to do the little bimble today. Who was it who mentioned bimbles around Britain? CD Sailor, indeed. It's a little bit like going back to where it all began in 2020. For those of you who are unaware, Bimbles Around Britain was a group flight series that I ran when I was streaming exclusively on YouTube during the pandemic, and I think we did 1 a week, didn't we? And we went all the way around the coast of Britain in a Cessna 152, and it was a lot of fun. And I keep thinking one day I'd like to do it again with all of the sceneries that we've got these days. And in 2024, which of course looks better, but realistically it would have to be very, very slow, I think, if we did do it, because no one wants to fly once a week anymore. You can run shoulder button on your export. Oh really? Didn't know that. I don't know. Well, I don't have a keybind set, but thank you. I shall have a look at that. We'll do a quick walk around. Sam!
OMG, is that the Filbert Flies?
It's the Filbert Flies. It is. Thank you very much for the 200 bits. Much appreciated. So we're not going to do a full walk around because, you know, it's a sim and it gets a bit dull. But, you know, look at that. You know, elevator works, ailerons move, rudder moves, but only a little bit. But plenty for our purposes. So this is a very, very complete simulation of an aircraft, and is probably, to my mind, the best GA plane that has ever been produced for the sim, and I don't say that lightly. It just feels very, very realistic to fly. It's nice and smooth, and yeah, it's beautiful as well. It's got a lot of advanced features. We won't have time to look at all of them today, but you will notice that it gets dirty as we go along. Bugs stick to the windscreen. The engine experiences wear and tear as time goes on, and yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. And the other aircraft that A2A, the other AccuSim aircraft that A2A have done is the Comanche, which was my favourite GA plane before I started flying this one. So there we go. Gadget, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. Let's have a quick check of the fuel. So we want to make sure that it's blue, and we want to make sure it's got no water floating on it. It hasn't. So we've got 3 fuel drains. We check them all here. And for our purposes, I think that's probably enough of a walk around. So let us get the door open and get on board. I really, really like this avatar mode in 2024. It does make everything that little bit more immersive. So here we are on board. We'll get the door closed again. And it locks. And I'll show you a little bit of the interior before we set off. So this is what it looks like. As I said earlier, 6 seats. Finish. You've watched my YouTube channel, but not these streams actually. Ah, right, okay. Well, I have to say, I used to stream 3 or 4 times a week, and of late, I've been doing very, very little in the way of streaming, because I don't know. There's just been other things going on in life, I guess. So it's not really your fault that you haven't seen my streams, because there just haven't been that many of them. But I do enjoy popping back into it from time to time, especially when there's a cool new aircraft to have a look at. So the texturing inside here is really, really nicely done, as you can see. It's not a brand new aircraft. There is some wear and tear, and it looks and feels very much like you're in a real plane, I suppose. The instrument panel is also really nicely done. You've got a few scratches here and there, but by and large, it's in pretty good condition. If we have a look at the EFB, which you can move around, I think I'm never sure what's a 2024 feature and what's an aircraft feature. I think this is a 2024 feature, probably, but you'll notice that the A2A Aerostar has its very own app. So we can go into there, and you have lots of useful information on this flight info screen about takeoff, rotation speed 85 at max takeoff weight, climb values for your propeller and your throttle, and various data that will help you to fly the aircraft realistically. There's also a very in-depth manual which has a lot of information. It's very much like a reproduction of the real-world pilot's operating handbook, I believe. So that's well worth a read. I've skimmed through it. I haven't read it cover to cover, I'm ashamed to say. But I've read enough that I think I know what I'm doing most of the time, and that's all you can ask, really, isn't it? So you've got a detailed controls page where you can change the equipment in here. You can also operate a lot of the controls that you would find on the instrument panel. So for example, this aircraft I've opted to have no GPS in. I've got another one stationed out in Japan which has a GNS 530, but I'll just show you. It's changing the GPS setup is as simple as clicking these buttons. We'll stick with no GPS for now because we're just doing a little bit of VFR flying, and I'm going to be using Sky Demon for that. We've got an auto start button, we've got a cold and dark button, so you can set your panel states. You can set your autopilot modes here as well, if you don't want to look down here and use the actual autopilot control. So really, this is the sort of plane that is good for anyone. You can get in it, click auto start, go flying, and just fiddle around with the EFB if you want to, or you can operate it very much as it would be operated in the real world, which is great. It's good to have those options. Fuel and payload, as I said earlier, we've got plenty of fuel. You can adjust each seat here, the weights in each seat and the baggage weight and all of that sort of thing. So you don't have to use the MSFS menus at all, which is good. And then you've got the maintenance page, which you'll be familiar with probably if you have used the Comanche. And you can inspect the 2 engines. When the engines are running, you'll find some useful or at least interesting graphical representations of what's going on this engine analyzer page. Remind me if you want to have a look at that later on. And you can check the electric systems. We've got full battery, which can quickly become depleted. If it does, you can just charge it there. So it's a really detailed, well thought through app on the EFB. to go with a really detailed and well thought through aircraft, in my opinion. Now, before we start her up, let's talk a little bit about the flight planning process. So, some of you are aware that I am these days a real-world pilot, believe it or not, real-world pilot, which means I should have far more views than I have, really, but I don't like to bang on about it. Anyway, so I fly a Cessna. I fly a Cessna 172 in the real world for fun, and I use a program called Sky Demon, which most VFR pilots in the UK and across Europe use for route planning. And there's a really handy little utility called Flight Sim GPS, I think that's what it's called, that works with Sky Demon to transmit your position and speed and such like to the Sky Demon app as you go. So it's very much, you can use it very much like you would in the real world. And as we go through, thank you, Sidhu, appreciate it. As we go through these flights, I've already planned 3 of them, and all 3 legs, I should say. And I'm going to show you what that process is like, not in any great detail, but just enough so that you know what's going on. And I'll show you a bit of Sky Demon in action as well as we go along. So this is what we want, display capture. So here we are. So this is what Sky Demon looks like on the PC. There are also apps for Android and iOS, which of course is what I use when I'm really flying. I don't take a laptop with me, but they're kind of much of a muchness. They look very much the same. So this is the route that I've planned for our first leg from Compton Abbas to Turweston. So what we've got here, thank you very much indeed for the follow, welcome. We have Boscombe Down, which is a military airfield, and Middle Wallop, which is a glider winch launching site, also I think owned by the military. The blue areas you can see around these 2 airfields represent a military air traffic zone. The red areas around the actual airfields are the ATZs, the air traffic zones for those airfields. So military air traffic zones can be entered without, believe it or not, even contacting them to tell them that you're going in. It's you can just fly through them, and you can use them very much like uncontrolled airspace. But it's not a very good idea to do that. So what we would do in real life is, firstly, well, you've got 2 options really. Either you avoid them and fly around them, or you contact the air traffic unit on the airfields that's responsible for the military air traffic zone, and you ask them for MATS penetration, it's called. So this route is sort of a bit of a half and half. This, I think, is probably what I would opt to do if I was flying this in real life. I would avoid going directly over the top of Boscombe Down, and I'd go around the edge. But as you can see, we've got lots of airspace around to the southeast. So I would probably fly to Bossington, ask for a MATS penetration, and keep well out of their main operational area, going north here. I've created a waypoint here, 1 nautical mile north of Andover, because that is what is suggested as a place to join from in the documentation. Which, will we have a look at that? Yeah, let's have a quick look at one for Compton Abbas. I'll be referring to this as we go through. Do I have status on landing? Yes, I do. You can find, I think I've got a command for specs. Do I have a command for specs? Yes, I do. There you go. Is that up to date? Yes, it is. Yeah, I get status on landings occasionally. It varies. Not so much flying this, but certainly flying some of the more complex airliners into the bigger airports. I do. So this is a paid for. This is essentially a book. Poolies. It's the Poolies VFR flight guide. They produce a book with plates for every GA airfield in the UK, and this is the electronic version, which you can buy through Sky Demon, which is obviously better than carrying around a book of charts. Oh gosh, no, that's absolutely wrong, Kerbelet. Sorry, I have updated it on Twitch, but not on YouTube. Apparently, let me repaste that for you for YouTube only. That was my old system. This is my current system. I don't do so much streaming on YouTube, so I sort of focus on Twitch and sometimes forget about it. So that's my current setup. What you got was my old setup. What was I saying? Yes, Pooley's VFR flight guide. Lots of useful information about various things. Various things to do with the airfield. So, for example, no domestic pets or animals allowed airside. So I would know if I wanted to fly here IRL that I wouldn't be able to take Morris and Mildred with me. So there we are. It's also got more useful stuff for us, like the circuit. So there's an easterly wind today, and we're going to be taking off from runway 8. As you can see, on departure, we want to make an immediate left turn to avoid Hatspan Farm. So obviously they have noise complaints here. So we'll try and avoid that, and we'll take off to the left. There's also circuit joining instructions from the south here. This is a standard crosswind join. But I don't want to go into too much detail or bore you to death with all of that. So suffice it to say, this is Sky Demon. This is a route I've planned, and very shortly we'll go and fly and have a look at how this aircraft performs. Just before we do go though, let's take a quick look at the weather for the various airfields. Sky Demon gives you a lot of METARs up here from nearby airfields, and sometimes airfields that are not that nearby. But if we go down here and go to METAR, that'll give us the nearest, which is EGHH, which is Bournemouth. So we're supposed to have few clouds at 2,400 feet, scattered clouds at 3,600 feet. Oh, the wind has changed. The wind has changed quite significantly. It's now 140 at 11 knots. So, yeah, we'll still take off, I think, from runway 8. Right. Yeah, we'll still take off from runway 8, but we'll have a bit more of a crosswind than we were planning for. So thank you, Tessia. We're very nearly there. It's very nearly there. So what we're going to do on here is go flying, use X-Plane, because that's the only sim they know about. But Flight Sim to GPS allows us to use MSFS, and as you can see, it's now showing us our position on there. So what I will do for you is get rid of that from display caps. You will hear it making sounds and things as we go through. Right, let's get the plane started up. So we'll go back to the flight info page and have a look at our checklists. Before engine start, pre-flight's complete, passengers, I've given you a hell of a brief, more info than you need. Cabin doors closed and locked, battery ignition off, gear switches down. Check that on my hardware as well. Yes, the flaps are not up. In fact, I left them down when I shut the aircraft down. Shouldn't have done that. So let's just turn the battery on, raise the flaps so that we're back where we should be. Oh, in fact, I think it's automatically raised them somehow. There we are. Okay. Brakes, test for firm. Yep, they are firm. Well, they feel exactly the same as they always do on my rudder pedals. A2A makes super amazing planes. Love my Comanche. Oh, I know, they really do. They push the boundaries of what's possible in MSFS, I think. Flight controls should be free. They are. Parking brake should be set. Is it? It's hard to tell. No, but it is now. Switches should all be off. I leave the beacon light on because it always should be on when the battery's on. But other than that, they're off. Battery we can turn on. Gear lock lights are on. Elevator and rudder trim should be neutral. We've actually got a little bit of up elevator trim, so I'll just change that and set that to neutral. Hydraulic shutoff should be open, and it is. Fuel we've already checked. Low fuel warning is off. Circuit breakers. We have a full set of circuit breakers somewhere. Are they behind here? Yes. And they are. Thank you very much for the follow. Who is this? This is Apja58. Welcome to the channel. Nice to have you here. All the circuit breakers are indeed in. And the altimeter and clock. Well, we'll set the altimeter by pressing B to the local pressure. The clock is correct. It's showing 10:19, so it's set to local time as opposed to Zulu time. Alex! I do, Alex. Do you know, I've had 200 bits already this morning from Sam, believe it or not. But it's nice of you to show up and, you know, give me at least a tenth of that. So yes, thank you very much, boss. And welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it and got here. I know you had some doubts, you had some other plans, so welcome. Bonjour, Martin. Welcome to you as well. How's life? You come at a good time. We are about to try and start the engines. So, engine start, prop, full forward, mixture, idle cutoff, throttle, cracked. You have to actually open the throttles quite a long way on here, I found. Battery is on, low fuel warning is out, fuel selectors. Now we want to cycle these and listen. So they're both on off. You have to listen very carefully. Let's start with the right engine. Now I don't know if you'll have heard that, but I heard a slight whir, and that's what we're listening for, I believe. We're listening for a slight whir, which shows that the fuel selectors are working. Did you hear that? I don't suppose you did. It is very quiet. Right, so they're both on. Right fuel boost can come on. I'll try not to spend it all at once. Thank you, boss. Right fuel boost is on. Right mixture, we're going to set to full and we're going to check for flow up here. You see this fuel flow gauge? And we've got flow. So we're going to get a bit of fuel into the engine. And then we're going to set it off. We're going to engage the right starter and keep our fingers crossed. Sometimes I can start it and sometimes I can't. And today it doesn't look like it's going terribly well. Okay, let's turn that back off and see if I've forgotten something. So anyway, I know other people have problems with starting the engines on this plane. I believe it's quite tricky in real life as well. You're good. Midterms at uni are done. Oh, congratulations. How do you feel they went? Are they all right? I'm glad you got a bit of time to relax. And I'm glad to be able to help by doing a stream for you. Right, let's try that again. No. Right, I had hoped this wouldn't happen, but I did think it was a possibility that we might spend a bit of time trying to get the engine started. It is a thing. More primer? Yes, we could give it a bit longer. We could give it a bit longer. Or it could be less primer. We could have flooded the engine. I don't know. We'll try and get back later, but have to run. Thanks a lot. Nice to see you, Kerbelet. And yes, I hope you can make it back. Alright. So we've given it a lot of fuel now. Alex! 40 months. Thank you very much. Prime resub as well. Very much appreciated.
Z_Z_Z_Z_Ray_P just subscribed. Did somebody say Prime R?
Right, come on people. Help me diagnose what's going wrong. Now, let's just try. Right, we're going to have a quick look at the old battery because that does get flat very quickly, as they do in real life. So yeah, I'm just going to give that a little bit of a charge. There we are. And we're going to have another go at starting it with the throttle half open and no fuel in case we flooded the engine. Hooray! Big success! So, that being started, we're going to set 1,000 RPM. This is not an unusual sight at a GA airfield, watching people crank their engines and nothing happening. My audio is really quiet for this plane, and it wasn't before, so I'm just going to double check ear trumpet and see if I've somehow turned the sim down or something. It is a bit low. That sounds better. Let me know if that's too loud for you. Have got wings, have got engine, have primed it. Yep, done all that. Yeah, so I don't know quite what it was. I'd either put too much fuel in or too little fuel in, basically. So we set 1,000 RPM, and now we go through the whole rigmarole with the left engine. But let's just go back here. We could probably put our right alternator on. Full rich, throttle 1,000, right fuel boost can come off. Gyro pressure we can check. That is just about in the green. Right, left engine then. Here we go again. So, left fuel boost pump on. Mixture full rich. Watch for fuel flow, which we have. Then off. Crack the throttle a bit more. And we've got a start on the first try. Brilliant. So we'll set 1000 RPM on that one as well. Mixture full rich. Fuel boost pump off. Gyro pressure, that's now in the green, isn't it? Yeah, just about. It's interesting. It was always slap bang in the middle on previous ones. So that's interesting. Left alternator switch on. And that is our engine start. Engine started. Done. Engine started, I suppose you would say. Speaking properly. Right. Timothy, welcome. Good day. Audio good's there. Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Nice to see you, and I hope you're well. Can't stay, but just thought I'd drop by for a hit of nostalgia. I don't want to be a hit of nostalgia. But thank you, boss. I'm glad you made it. I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, I'm very well. You're in. Love this plane. Me too. It's a brilliant plane. Right, so now that we've done all of that, we can get a few electrics on. So we could turn on the... Oh, hello. Who the hell's this? Oh, my God. Duh. That's a bit close for comfort, isn't it? We'll turn on the avionics, we'll turn on the autopilot, and we'll turn on the auto trip. Now this has a very fancy machine here, fuel computer type machine. Engine monitor, that's what we call it. It shows the Hobbs hours, and once it starts up, we will clear that, and we don't need to add any fuel, so we'll clear that as well. And that's going to cycle through various pieces of information. There's a whole chapter in the manual dedicated to it. It does a lot of stuff, and I only understand a tiny amount of it, but it's a great thing. Kiwi Mace, hello, welcome, nice to see you. Someone's getting impatient, yes. Who is? I assume that's. I don't know. It could be any one of the awful people who exists to ruin my immersion. Right. Shall we do a bit of taxiing out to the runway and do our run-up checks? I think we should. Before we do though, let's just make sure we've got 7,000 set. We'll turn that to alt. We will tune Unicom. We'll see how that goes. If need be, we can untune Unicom. 122.8. We'll turn on our landing lights for a bit of visibility. Get a bit of heat going in the cabin, seeing as it's only 11 degrees outside. And we'll go somewhere to do our run-up checks. Yeah, you heard. Alright, here we go. Now I haven't fully got my Tobii eye tracker set up as I'd like, so if my head does go through the window from time to time, I apologise about that. Oh, look, there they all are. And this wind monitor is something that I would find very useful at IRL. Now, who is in that Cirrus? Is that Wojtek? Because it was Wojtek who was particularly keen on me spending time explaining the flight planning process and showing Sky Demon and all that. So that would be quite ironic.
Actually, it's a diamond.
Oh, sorry. Is it your diamond, Tazzy, or is it Wojtek? Yeah, you're right. It is a diamond. Whose diamond is it? Right, we'll do our run-ups here because it's kind of crowded. Takes quite a lot of oomph to turn it with the right toe brake completely on. So you want to face into the wind for this. And the wind is coming, it really is mostly a crosswind now, isn't it? That'll do, that's more or less into the wind. Comanche all day, every day. Oh, right, okay. Is the Cirrus in the... You're in the poor man's Aerostar 600, the Cessna 404. Nice. Behind you, do not run up, do not run up. Roger. Could you... Alright, let's do it. So, we'll set 1,000. We shouldn't really have been gone below 1,000 when we stopped there. Right, prop, full forward. Engine temperatures, let's have a look. In the green. And we will set parking brake. Don't know how good the parking brake on this is. We'll see if we move forward, and we'll set 1500 RPM. I'm going to check the engine instruments, so we're having a look on here, monitoring those, monitoring these. Everything looks good to me at the moment. We're going to check the alternator for 28 volts. That is up here. It shows amps by default. You pull it, and you can see we've got basically 30. Let's just go and have a proper look at that. 29.30, something like that, which is good. All clear now, thank you. Gotta love the Toby company. iTrack are good for trucking sim friends too. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant piece of hardware. And it works, you can set it up by default in MSFS now, which you couldn't do until the recent beta, I don't think. Which is crazy considering how long the sim's been out and how keen they were to be part of it. Anyway, whatever. Right, engine instruments are fine. We're going to set 2100 RPM. It's a lot of RPM. We're going to cycle the prop levers to 1000 4 times. Two. Three. Speaking of the Diamond, the DA42 is on sale in the marketplace at present. Is it worth considering this over the DA62 in the default sim? The DA62 being the default Asobo one, you mean? Yes, it is. It's a lot more in-depth. The DA62 is not bad, I don't think. I haven't flown it for ages, and I've never flown it in 2024. So I can't offer much guidance on it. But I did like it. It's just this has a lot more depth to it. Oh, what's the cow's DA42? Maybe that's something I'm not aware of. So we're looking for a maximum 175 RPM drop. Oh, our left magneto on the right engine is a bit rubbish. Both magnetos on the right engine are a bit rubbish. That's probably because I spent so long starting it. So I'm just going to give that a good old run at a higher speed and we'll see if we can clear those up. That's normally the way you do it. Cows, okay, yeah, I can't speak to that to be honest. Maybe if it's 40% off, how much does that make it compared with this? Let's reset 2100 and see if that's had an impact. Left a little bit. It's a bit better. No, I'm kidding myself. It's just as bad, isn't it? It'd be fine. We'll try it in the air. Good bit of flying will sort it right out. Right, magnetos we've checked. Gyro pressure is still in the green. So before takeoff, we will turn on a few more lights. Nav light on, strobe lights on. Controls we've already checked. Fuel selectors are on. Prop full forward. Boost pumps should be on. The cylinder head temperatures are a little high, but that's absolutely fine. I've decided. Instruments. So let's just double check the. We do have gyro drift turned on, so we need to check that the compass matches CDI, which it does not. So we'll rotate that around to about 120. Just shy of. There we go. We'll set some flaps. 10 degrees will be plenty. Radios are set. Trim is set. Pitot heat. Should we put it now? And we are good to go. Suppose we should say something on the radio, shouldn't we? Compton Abbas traffic, Golf Sierra Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot, line up and take off runway 08, departure to the east. Parking brake off. Spin it around this way, I guess. We don't need the full runway, really. I haven't done any detailed takeoff calculations, but I know we don't need the full runway because I've flown here before.
08.
So we'll just take off from here. And for all of my earlier rudeness, I am glad some of you are joining me. Let me just get my displays sorted out a little bit, so that I can see my GPS, which I will be relying on for this flight. Okay, let's go. Airspeed is alive, temperatures and pressures remain in the green. And away we go. Accelerate a little bit. Bring ground effect. Missed the boat on that little bit, but that'll do us. Gear up. And away we go. Into the sky. And remember what I said about departing, we need to turn left to avoid the farm, which is somewhere down there. And we'll just bring those throttle levers back so that we're back in the green. Get the flaps up at 300 feet above ground level. And we'll leave the landing lights on because we're not going
Compton Abbas traffic, Golf Alpha, Victor somewhere in the middle, lining up 0.
And we're going to level off at 2,000 feet because there's cloud up there and we don't want to fly in cloud. Plus we want to see all the pretty scenery. So we're going to turn right to get back on track.
Compton Abbas, awful people, Golf Alpha, Mike November, Victor departing to the east.
And as you can see, she likes flying. She accelerates very, very quickly.
Compton Abbas, flight of 3, Golf Alpha, Victor, Golf Alpha, airborne 08, departing to the east.
And I, like every GA plane in this sim, I do find it quite hard to trim. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And what I might do is just rotate our heading bug to our present heading. And I'll show you how the autopilot works. So if we turn it on, set to heading, and it's set to altitude. And it should hold our altitude. Now it's an old clunky autopilot, it's not like what you get on a modern plane. So you do get a little bit of up and down oscillation, I've found with it sometimes. But it usually sorts itself out. Usually.
Compton Abbas traffic, Golf Tango Alpha Zulu Zulu, departing from 08 to the east. Compton.
Love the autumn vibes. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. It's what we should have had from day one, probably. It is, it's very, very speedy. It cruises quite comfortably, as you can see, at 200 knots. So let me show you, well, now we're nice and stable, I'll show you what Sky Demon looks like in the cruise. So those of you who have used Little Navmap, you'll see it's not a million miles away from this. Let me just show you, actually, rather than just showing myself. There we are, that's what I wanted to do. So we're following this, we're basically following the pink line, much like you would on Little Navmap. You can see that our turning point is going to be Morgan's Vale. So we're going to be crossing a river, crossing the A338, then crossing a river, and then we'll get to Morgan's Vale, and then we'll be making a left turn up towards King's Somborne. And this will, you'll have heard various noises, so it'll make noises when you are approaching controlled airspace, when you're approaching an airfield, when you're approaching a danger area. So it's very useful. It's really, it's the sort of thing you shouldn't fly without IRL in this day and age. Right, so we are descending slightly, which is interesting. So what I'm going to do instead is switch to attitude hold mode. And I'm going to show you how you adjust the attitude. So there's a button on the back of the yoke, which you can't see, but which you can hear clicking. And you hold that in, pitch to where you want it, and let go, and it'll hold that attitude. Much like, interestingly, the Avro RJ and the BAE 146s. We've got a lot of people with us. Let's see who's here. Helpful if I could find myself. There we are. So we have everything that isn't the sim is grinding to a halt. We have Sam, Wojtek, Tazzy, and Paul. Awesome. And is there someone... And Zach. This is a huge flight. I wasn't expecting so many people to fly along. I'm glad you are. So, if we were flying without a GPS, we would be... And in fact, as a backup anyway, we'd be looking out for that road and that river that I mentioned to you. And we are just coming up to both of them. So you can see down there the A, whatever I said it was. And shortly beyond it, the river. I can't actually see the river. No, there's the river. So where's the road? Oh, there's the road. There's the road. You can see the traffic on it, and there's the river. And we know that the next little conurbation we come to is our turning point. So that will be here. We're going to turn left over the top of it to heading 063. And what Sky Demon does is it looks at the weather, looks at the winds, and it adjusts your heading to make sure that you're flying the correct track, which is nice. Let's go back to altitude hold mode and see if it will hold us here at 2,100 feet. Okay, 063, here we go, and we'll see how accurate the sim winds are. Hot Slovaki, welcome, nice to see you. Which bit of Greece are you in? About £16 for the DA42 with 40% off. Yeah, I mean, I haven't flown it, so I can't really comment. Best thing to do, probably, is to try and win this one, and then you don't have to buy either of them. So I am going to talk now about how you might... Oh, hang on, pressing the wrong thing. Let me just clear my screen. Get rid of display capture. There we are. This is the trouble with not streaming for a long time. Gone is the smooth professional streamer you once knew. Replaced by a bumbling fool. 1 second. Right, so the giveaway. Here's how it's going to work. We are giving away a plane per leg. So after we land, we're going to do the draw for the first giveaway. The prizes are going to be supplied by A2A Simulations. And you will need to give me an email address to send on to them, and they will send you the prize to that email address. So they'll create you an account and put it in there. In order to enter, you will need to be watching on Twitch. I can only do this on one platform at a time, and I've chosen to do it on Twitch because that's where most people watch me these days. If you're on YouTube, come over to Twitch, twitch.tv/philbertflies, and you need to type in the Twitch chat !Ted Smith, who is the guy who designed this plane, !Ted Smith. And whoever has entered by the time we land, they will be in the draw, and we'll be giving away our first copy on arrival into Thruxton. There are three legs and 3 planes, boss. 3 legs and 3 planes. You are, yes, you are. Ted Smith. Paul did not initially, but he corrected it. Yeah, these are all coming in. So we've entered the Boscombe Down Middle Wallop military air traffic zone that I mentioned earlier. Obviously, IRL would be contacting them well in advance of doing that. And we're coming up to Fossington, which is our next turning point. Sorry, no, we're not. Bossington is a little airfield over to our left. That's not our turning point. We're coming up to Kingsomborne, which is this little conurbation down here. And we're going to make another left turn to a 001. And we should really take a look at our after takeoff and cruise checklist, but I know them off by heart, so I haven't bothered. Red Rum Core, welcome! Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us.
3.5 miles ahead.
There is a danger area, but we are going to avoid it. You'll be relieved to hear. Now I have 2 legs, so I can... Oh, I see! I see. Roger! Good grief. I'd forgotten how much fun this is. Yeah, I'd forgotten. Not concerned about the competition, but what is your Twitch cast name? It's Filbertflies, one word, same as this one. So twitch.tv/Filbertflies. So actually we are going to adjust our heading to the right because this is not taking us quite where we want to be. We want to fly over the top of Andover, which is this town up ahead. And once we're in the middle of that, we're going to make a left turn towards the airfield. And I will show you, before we get there, the chart. And I'll show you what we're planning on doing for the join. So we're going to assume an easterly wind still. There is an easterly wind still. This is what the chart looks like. You can see it overlays it quite nicely. And we're going to land on runway 7. Now actually, the trouble with this chart is it doesn't show the pattern or the circuit. So we want to be at 800 feet above aerodrome level, which is 1300 on the QNH, if I remember rightly. I'll double check that. And we're going to do a downwind join. So we're going to join this way, make a left turn to base, left turn to final, and land. Previous plate, so the aerodrome elevation 319 feet. So 300. Oh, so no, it's 1119 feet. The circuit there or thereabouts. And I am not used to flying an aircraft that goes this fast, so it all happens very, very quickly compared with what I'm used to IRL. Anyway, left turn now, heading 249. This is a point 1 nautical mile north of the centre of Andover, which is where they suggest joining from. And I'm actually going to bring those throttles back a little bit and make a start at slowing us down.
6.5 miles ahead.
And I'm going to turn the autopilot off and do some hand flying, I think. And we'll start descending to circuit height, which we'll say is 1100 feet. Tighten that turn up a wee bit.
Danger area 200 feet below. Danger area 200.
And we should see very shortly the airfield we're aiming for. And if you know what you're looking for, it's over there somewhere. I think it will become apparent. We're very much on track to join the downwind at the moment. And I'm just bringing my speed back ever so gently to get us ready. Left downwind join, correct. Left downwind join.
Danger area 3.5 miles ahead. Danger area 6 miles ahead.
Boost pumps we left on. Mixture's full rich. Oh my god, I've dropped my mouse. That's fine, I've got it again. And we'll get the gear down on the base leg, I think. That's the end of downwind. So there we are, there's the airfield. I'm actually slightly closer to it than I want to be, so I'm going to move over to the right.
Drop zone 6.5 miles ahead.
And our landing speed should be around about 100 knots. And we're in the white arc. Let's get 10 degrees of flaps down now. I don't like to rush these things at the end. Thruxton traffic, Golf Sierra, Golf Foxtrot, Foxtrot, late downwind, runway. Gosh, I don't even know the runway number.
Drop zone 4.5 miles.
9?
7.
7, thank you. Right. We'll turn base.
Danger area 5.
One doesn't normally announce base. We'll get the gear down, and we'll get the rest of the flaps out as well.
IRL pilot, by the way.
Parachute drop zone 4.5 miles ahead.
Yes, boss, but this one's just game, you know?
Danger area 3.5 miles ahead.
Probably a little bit lower than we'd like to be, maintaining that 100 knots. And we'll turn final now-ish.
Glider winch launching 3 miles ahead.
Hello? Who is this who's just joined? Oh, it's El Bapino. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Golf Foxtrot, Golf Final 07.
Golf Foxtrot, confirm circuit altitude, please.
1100. Welcome to Thruxton. And we'll vacate here. Get those flaps up. Just taxi up here a little bit. Golf Foxtrot, runway vacated. There we go. That was not too bad. I've had plenty worse. Right, and we'll just stop here, I think. Do the after landing checks and catch up with the chat, more importantly. All good, I'm pleased. Nice to see you back. I've now landed at Brussels and checked the running command / keybind for you. It's under player character movement set run. Thank you. I will look at that. Player character movement set run. Appreciate that. Thanks for your help. So this is Thruxton. Which is another Burning Blue Designs airfield, and very nice it is too. We'll continue taxiing down, I think, after we've done the after landing checklists. Boost pumps can come off. Prop needs to be full forward. We can actually lean the mixture a little bit on the ground, I think. Trim tabs should be neutral, so in fact they more or less were. Cabin heater off. That's interesting thing after landing, but all right, we'll do that. We'll turn off the nav and strobe lights. We are not going to shut down the aircraft because we're going to be underway again soon once the competition has been done. Hopefully some other people have landed. So what are you thinking so far of the plane? You impressed with it? Do you have any questions about it that I may or may not be able to answer? Do you want to win it? That sort of thing. How does this compare to the Comanche? Well, it's been a while since I've flown the Comanche. They're quite different planes, because this is, of course, a twin.
Traffic, Golf Alpha, downwind switches.
So it flies quite differently. For me, it feels, if anything, more stable, probably because it's a twin. Possibly because the flight model in 2024 has improved and the winds are less crazy. I haven't flown the Comanche in 2024 yet. So I can't give it an honest comparison side by side, but they're both amazing planes, and I think you'd be very happy with either of them, really. No visible passengers / co-pilot. No. There may be a way of turning them on in the settings. I suspect there... Yeah, I think there might be. But
Entered runway
I don't know
30.
how. I don't know how. A2A Simulations, hello! We think it's wonderful to have a properly simulated twin outside of MSFS limitations in the sim, and we are not even nearly biased at all, honestly, Governor.
Turweston traffic of...
Well, I agree. I agree.
For 07, Turweston.
Yeah, it's very speedy. It's very, very speedy. Have you been here all along, or have you just arrived? So I think what we'll do is we'll give at least a couple of people a chance to land, and then we'll run the giveaway for the first of the 3 planes. More room for white powder with no passengers. Yes, it's true. Now, at some point, I'm going to show you a little bit of this airfield, because Burning Blue Designs keep giving me all of their airfields, and I hardly ever do any GA streams, and I feel bad. So we do need to have a look around. Is that... Oh, hello. Who's this landing? I didn't hear anyone say final, but maybe I was yapping. Oh, pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Turweston traffic of Zulu Zulu final 07.
Pretty nice. Well done, whoever that was. Caught the beginning, but it's weekend, so parent duties are active. Ah, right, yes, Roger. The battery frustrates you, always draining. Aeroplane batteries do drain incredibly quickly. It's something I always panic about when I'm flying IRL. Yes, if you crank the starter for not much time at all, you will completely deplete the battery. There's definitely a knack to starting these planes that I have not got the hang of. Anyway, we shouldn't be sat on idle power. We should be on 1,000 RPM. What am I saying? Yeah, I think that's prototypical. That's my point. The awful people. Okay, so that was Wojtek landing. Very nice, boss. Very nice. Yeah, let me give you a quick whiz around this airfield while we're here, just in the drone cam, because I think the level of detail is absolutely second to none with these Burning Blue Designs airfields. Quite an industrial feel compared with where we were, and it's also a race circuit, so they've included some cars. I have no interest in motor racing, as many of you will know. But they do have some cars going round and round in circles very fast, which is cool. Got all the stands modelled. This is what one calls a pit lane. See, little Porsche going there. We've got little scenes over here. Some sort of pavilion type thing over there. There's a guy on a motorbike doing presumably some sort of CBT between these codes.
Traffic 07 vacated.
Oh, we missed Tassie. Sorry, boss. I wasn't paying enough attention to what was going on around me. It's called Thruxton. It's called Thruxton Racetrack, I believe. A lot of parking over here for GA planes. Ah, we've got someone else coming in. I don't know who this is. Who? Oh, yeah, fair dinkum. Nice! More or less bang on the numbers. More or less bang on the numbers. Very good to see. Very good to see. Ignore your landing and taking up. Okay. Alright. Right. So, here we are. And it's time. It is time, I think, for the first of our 3 aeroplane giveaways. Just a reminder, if anyone has just arrived, didn't know how to enter, missed what I was saying, you have to type on Twitch chat !Ted Smith to be in with a chance of winning it. If you do win, you will have to say something in the chat within the timed period. I can't remember how long it is, 30 seconds I think, to claim the prize, and then send me your email address via Twitch Whisper and I'll pass it on to A2A Simulations. Right. Let me get that. Bear with. So just for transparency, we can see that the following people have received an entry. And we're going to start the giveaway in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Who is it going to be? The animation is incredibly stuttery. I think my system is prioritizing MSFS. So it makes it even more exciting, if anything. It's Aussie Matt 95! I am over the moon. Now, Matt, you will have to say something in the chat, but not just yet, because we need to run the second animation. Stand by one, please. Or more than one. Okay, that's gone blank. So I think we'll just accept that you've said something in the chat and it's yours. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Congrats on the win. And I don't know which email address you use. I probably have it somewhere, but drop it to me anyway. So what we're going to do is reset that whole latch tools because it's died. And we will start the competition again for the second one. Okay, so it should all still be here. Yep, same thing as before. Exclamation mark, Ted Smith in the chat, and we'll draw the second prize after our next leg. Talking of which, he's going to be flying the Aerostar daily. I hope so. Does that mean you've been eaten by the monster? I guess so. I guess we have to assume the worst. Right, next leg is going to be, I think, to Popham. Let's just get Sky Demon back up. So you can see the sort of detail it gives you. It's very, very useful when you're taxiing around an unfamiliar airport. IRL. So we'll system, stop navigating. Route, open. Number 2, Thruxton to Popham. So this is a really short leg, as you can see. We're going to take off. We're going to make a right turn immediately after departure to try and avoid these two noise-sensitive areas. Thruxton town itself and whatever the hell that is. We'll have a quick look again at the Cooley's plate, I think, to refresh our memory. Departures. Leave the ATZ initially to the east or northeast at 1200 out. Or lower to remain BMC. Remain north of the Andover-Salisbury railway line, okay. Joining procedures. Departure, yeah, I don't know, it's not that clear to me what exact heading you should fly. But anyway, we'll have a look. There we are, you can see Thruxton on the right, Fifield on the left. So we'll avoid, as best we can, both of those by making a slight right turn after departure. Let's have a quick look at Popham. See how we're going to join there. You see a car racing ground? Yes, indeed. You're off for dinner. Okay, boss. Exclamation mark, Ted Smith active at next airport. It's going to be, stand by. It's exactly the sort of thing I'm going to tell you shortly. Popham. Meta, so the closest meta is EUREGIO. Overcast at 4,100, that's alright, it's quite reliable. Wind is 100 at 9 knots. So we'll land runway 8. We'll land runway 8. And as you can see, it's quite an interesting circuit here, because you have displaced offset finals. We'll have a look at the Cooley's plate, and that should make it all a bit clearer, I think. He wins, he runs, I know, don't talk to me about it. I'm trying to maintain a positive mental attitude and I'm struggling, believe you me. So the important thing here is to approach over the silver grain silos, and also not to fly into the electric cables, high voltage electric cables there. And on departure, should you need to go around, you want to avoid the filling station and the bungalow just beyond the 26 threshold as well. So we can join pretty much however we want here, I think. I don't think there's any restrictions on overhead joins or whatnot. I don't think. But just a reminder, runway 08 finals, it is vital that you pass over the grain silos. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I thought I may as well. Yes, so over the grain silos onto runway 8. We're going to be approaching from the east, I believe. So we're going to go from Bullingdon Cross to Mitchell Diva. And then what I propose is a crosswind join. I can't see any reason not to do that. So we will aim to join over the 26 numbers. We'll fly over the 26 numbers to join then left downwind, left base, and offset final. That is the plan. It's a tricky one. It's one that I'm too much of a wuss to do in real life. So let's see how we get on. Go flying. Use X-plane. I'll keep that on my other window in case I need to refresh my memory. And we'll get underway. Ooh, that cloud's a bit ominous looking, isn't it? What did I want to do? Oh yes, I just want to change that from display capture to window capture. We'll get our boost pumps back on. Strobes and nav lights back on. We'll just have a quick whiz through our before takeoff checklist. Really, we would do run-up checks and things again, but I can appreciate that would get quite boring on a stream. We'll set 10 degrees of flaps. Mixture can go full forward. Instruments, let's double check our compass. It's showing 230, and we've got not 23. Is it showing 230? No, it's not. It's showing 245. So we'll just adjust this quickly to 245-ish. And I think we're good to go. Trim set, Peter, we don't need parking brake, will be released. Controls are still feeling free. Yeah, let's go. Yes, bit too much weather. Bit too much weather. But it's all going to be fine because it's MSFS. Oh, sorry, I'm multitasking. Should be looking where I'm going. Don't really need the displaced threshold section of the runway, but I've just passed the last entrance, so that's where we're going. Thruxton traffic, Golf Sierra Golf, Foxtrot, line up and take off, runway 07, departure to the east. Now, if you're watching on Twitch and you're enjoying what you're seeing, I'd very much appreciate a follow. If you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying what you're seeing, I'd very much appreciate a sub and a like if it's not too much trouble. Thank you. Thank you. Born to Fly at 75. Welcome. There's the gang. I am actually just going to stop because I have hidden my Sky D.
Line up, takeoff 07, departure to the east.
Okay, I think I'm ready now. Let us do it. Looking for 85 knots. There it is. And up we go. Bit of a crosswind there. Gear can come up. Actually, we should probably have waited till 300 feet above ground level. I think. I don't know.
Trucks and traffic Golf, Tango Alpha Zulu Zulu departing
Make this right turn
07
now.
to the east.
Remember what I said about trying to thread through those noise-sensitive areas, so we're keeping to the right of this town as best we can. Safety first. Flaps up.
Boston traffic Golf ready on Alpha 0, the line with
Bring those
your
flaps
hand,
back
bad
into the
traffic.
green. And we can continue our turn to the right now to join our planned route. What a cylinder head temperature warning you'll notice there. Now, I'm not quite sure what I should do about that. Probably not that. I think we'll bring the power back once we get up to 2,000 feet again. And hope they cool down. Noise abatement notice is the most realistic part of UK flying no one actually sees. Right, 2,200 feet, that'll do me. Because of course everyone else flies at exactly 2,000 feet and therefore it's very unsafe.
Compton traffic Golf Bravo Echo Alpha Romeo Department 08.
It's not true, it's all very unsafe really. Hurtling along at 200 miles an hour and looking out the window to try and spot other people hurtling along at 200 miles an hour is insane. But that's VFR flying for you. Now I can't help noticing that we're not going... oh, I've still got my... Ooh! My flaps aren't retracting. Why aren't my flaps retracting? Let's just get a bit of autopilot on. How have I broken the plane? I feel I've broken the plane and I don't really know how.
That information, we Golf Alpha reporting debris falling off a aircraft in front of us.
Yeah, they will go down, but they won't go up. Why? Why? Oh, let's try turning AUX hydraulics on. There we are. I must have accidentally flicked that, I think. All good, all good. Sorry, Vojta, that was quite funny. I was just engrossed. Right. So we don't have long to relax and enjoy the views. But we are currently heading for a VRP. Ah, what have I done there? Ah, I pressed the wrong key. I meant to press 9. I don't know what I did press. That was worrying, wasn't it? F9 is what I wanted to press. There we are. To turn off Toby. In AccuSim, sometimes it's not you. It just happens if you've managed to end up with an aircraft that gets a bit more along the Hangar Queen side of things. Okay, right. Okay, so there's an element of luck, is there? It might, yeah. That is the excitement, I guess, of AccuSim. You don't know if it's you being a fool or the plane braking at random. But it does at least lend an element of doubt to you being a fool, which is quite helpful sometimes. Alright, let's have a look outside. So this is the Bullingdon Cross VRP that we're coming up to here, which I can't tell you a great deal about, except it's a big road junction and it pertains to Southampton. And so we're going to turn right heading 124 towards Mitcheldever. And then we're going to try and spot Popham. And we're going to... What did I say? What altitude did I say the circuit is here? I can't remember. Overhead joins at 1800. All circuits 800 AAL, and the aerodrome is at 550 feet. So we'll call it 1300 feet-ish on the QNH. Everything is tracked, so each plane you have, one might be great, one might have been built Friday afternoon and not be the best. And it'll stay like that until you press new or use. That is cool, isn't it? That is cool. Everyone's plane being different. Right, we're going to make a left turn now to head towards the airport. I've gone slightly past the turning point because I was too busy chatting and working out why I'd broken the plane and working out what the circuit altitude was supposed to be. There we are. That's what I want. And we're going to slow down a little bit because it's just too fast, this plane. It's too fast. I can't keep up with it.
Glider winch launching 6.5 miles ahead.
Right then. We haven't bothered turning the fuel pumps off because it's such a short little sector. So we're going to use that yoke button to set a pitch that will give us a 200 feet per minute rate of descent, and we're going to descend to 1,300. I'm going to fly it myself. I'm bored of using the autopilot. Plus, I've way overshot the airfield, so we need to go back on ourselves ever so slightly. Whee! It's not like flying a Cessna 172. Breaking news. Is that Popham? No, Popham. We're going to go back and then turn right. Popham's over there. There it is. There it is. So, what did I say? It was 08? Yeah, 08. You can fly it fairly sportily. Popham traffic, Golf Foxtrot. Correction, Golf Sierra, Golf Foxtrot, Foxtrot joining crosswind 08. The trouble with a crosswind join, of course, is that you get a shorter downwind.
Traffic Golf Golf Alpha joining crosswind 08.
You get less of a downwind to get yourself set for a landing. Open traffic Golf Foxtrot, Foxtrot late downwind 08. Right, brakes, undercarriage mixture, blah blah blah, landing checklist complete. And we're going to get some flaps out. And we're going to turn base. And we're going to keep an eye out for those grain silos that you must fly over.
Navigation warning 5.5 miles ahead.
Popham traffic, slide straight, landing behind the boss.
This is a slightly offset base leg because I went out a little too far. Here are the grain silos over which we turn. There is the airfield. There is the runway. Little high. Which interestingly is what I end up being more often than not IRL as well. But I'm not fast, which is good. Woo, it's stressful. And we're floating ever so far down the runway, but it's fine, it's grass. It'll stop us. Here we are! Welcome to Popper.
Golf Alpha, turning final.
Pop and traffic, Golf, Foxtrot. Runway vacated. Whew. And another lovely airport from Burning Blue Designs. I think this was the first one of theirs I ever got, and I really, really like it. Very atmospheric. And one day I will fly here IRL. So we'll taxi up a little bit to be ready to depart, watch a couple of landings, do another giveaway, and then we will do our third and final leg. Who's this? Sai 120. Hello. It has been ages. How are you? Very nice to see you. Oh, this is interesting. Gosh. High risk, but it seems to have worked. I'm impressed. Where's the third? I was promised a flight of 3. Did we start here for our journey to the Daft Islands? We might have done. Which were the Daft Islands? The one, oh, was that Northern Germany? Was that the, oh, what are they called? I think I know what you mean. And yes, I think we might have started
traffic,
here.
Golf Romeo, Oscar Sierra landing.
Oh, yeah? Good luck, boss. Daft Islands. Delft? Yes! Maybe. I don't remember. To be quite frank with you, boss. I don't remember. Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know what I know there are some islands in the north of Germany that we went to. I can't remember what they're called. If it's something similar to Daft Islands. Wait, what's Scilly? Oh, the Scilly Isles! Yes! Yes! Yes, we might have done. I tell you what, you do make my life more difficult than it needs to be. I love you, dear. My God. My God, I'm trying to do a giveaway, I'm trying to make people happy, you know, I'm trying to watch people's landings.
Traffic, where's the runway again?
It's the green thing. There he is. Thank you, Alex. I try my best as always. A broken man by the end. Very nice, Tessie, I think. Oh, you're still in the air a bit, maybe. I should stop just taxiing forward. But it's all grass. That's the beauty of it, you know. It's all grass. One bit of grass is much like the next. Lobo Doodoo, welcome. Welcome. How are you? You joined us at a good time, actually. So we are about to do our second giveaway of one of these fantastic A2A Aerostar
Open traffic,
aircraft
Zulu,
for
Zulu,
MSFS.
Final 08.
Oh, that wasn't Tassie. Was that
landing.
Paul? Was that Paul? Yeah, same applies. We must watch Tassie land. In the meantime, have a look at that text about the giveaway. The way it's going to work is, if you haven't already entered, type !Ted Smith. Tassie just called out landing, right? Oh, was he joking about the bounces? Could be that. Yeah, right. Lovely disregard. !Ted Smith in the chat to enter. No, there is someone landing. !Ted Smith in the chat. And after this landing, we're going to roll it. Someone will have their name drawn. You'll then have to say something in the chat to claim the prize. And give me your email address via Twitch Whisper, which I will pass on to A2A Simulations, who will supply your copy of this wonderful plane. Quick screenshot. And now it's time, without further ado, for the giveaway. Once I've clicked display capture, there we go. Good luck, everybody. We have 15 entrants. Let's see who's lucky. Does it fly better than the TBM 850? I haven't flown the TBM 850, I'm afraid, so I don't know the answer to that. But I'm going to say probably, because it's really good. Right, who's it going to be? Collimator, there's a name I haven't seen for a while. He never wins anything, but today he has won. Congratulations, Wojtek. Latch Tools has crashed again, so I won't make you say anything in the chat. We know who you are. You have won your very own Aerostar 600. Drop me an email address in the Twitch Whisper, Twitch chat, whatever, or in Discord, and I'll get that passed on at the end of the stream. I bet he is. I can imagine. I can imagine. He has been. So for those of you who are new to the stream, Wojtek has been with us for the bulk of the history of the Filbert Flies channels on Twitch and YouTube. The heyday of 2020 onwards, he's been here. He's entered God knows how many competitions, and he just never wins. Some people have won multiple times. He's never won anything. So it's good news. It's very good news. I'm pleased for him. Okie dokie. So we'll get Latch Tools opened again, and you can begin entering for the third giveaway after the next leg at your leisure! Hang on, stand by. Let me make sure it's actually initialized. Yep. !Ted Smith in the chat if you'd like to have a go at winning the final prize. Also going to point out, Ray has redeemed a photo presentation. Has he? That doesn't come up on Restream chat. Has he really? Okay, Ray, we can absolutely do a photo presentation, but we will do it probably. Well, yeah, we'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end after the final prize has been given away. Being an A2A customer makes you a legend. It's just how it is. even if they don't give you money and you provide them with free stuff. Does that still apply? I hope so. I hope so, for my own sake. As much as no, actually I am. I did actually buy my very own Comanche back in the day. So no, I am a legend. Whatever the answer. Okie dokie. Let's get Sky Demon back up. Let's load our final flight plan. And I can't actually remember where we're going. It's a bit exciting. System. Stop navigating. Route. Open. Turweston. That's right. Yes, lovely. So we are, as you can see, going to do more or less a straight line. Oh yes, that's right. I thought we'd track a VOR for fun. So we'll try. We're going to fly via Compton. Now, I never remember where you find the frequencies. It's probably what I've already got tuned in, to be honest, but that's not a good way to be. So let's have a look at the plog. That's the secret. Free AccuSim equals AccuSim equals future customer. Yeah, it's a foolproof plan, I have to say. Explain routing around Benson Airport. AGL to 3,000 foot restriction. Let me have a look. In a minute. Compton is going to be 114.350. So we'll get that tuned in. 114.350. Yep, it's already in there. And we want to fly on an inbound course of inbound track of a 002. So we can set that in here. Oh look, it's already there because I've done this flight before. That's handy. Now, what were you saying? Explain the routing around Benson Airport. Benson? Is Benson an airport? I've never heard of it. Benson. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. The routing. So it's a military airfield again. So the military air traffic zone extends from the surface to 3,203 feet, with the stubs having an area you can fly underneath, but that's of no relevance to us. So what you would do in real life is contact Benson approach on 136.455, about 10 miles out, possibly overhead Compton or a little before, and say, request max penetration, and there say, yeah, whatever, you can do what you like anyway, that's the law. And you just fly through it, so it's not really an issue. Other things to keep an eye out for on here. There's a bird sanctuary, so as we're flying at 2,000 we need to be aware of that, so we'll keep to the right. AccuSim going with the first bit is free business model. Yeah. It's very much like heroin dealing, isn't it, this? Wow, I just checked my email to see if I had an A2A account, and it turns out I've had an account since December 2014 when I bought that Cessna 182 Skylane for FSX. Well, I never. That's amazing, isn't it? A proper A2A customer. So that's it. We're going to fly right overhead Bicester. It's a tiny little airfield. We'll keep a good lookout. And we're going to fly more or less overhead North Morton as well. I'm not going to worry too much about them because I've decided we're not. We'll have a quick look at the Turweston information. Weather, for example. So the nearest METAR has winds of 130 at 9 knots. So again, we're going to land on the easterly runway, which here is 09. Remind me of that when I forget. And let's have a quick look at the Pooley's plate. Who was that? So this is what the Pooley's plate looks like. Shows the airfield. Does it mention anything about joining? Circuit and noise abatement procedures. See opposite. Okay. Reservations strongly recommended at the flight deck cafe. I'm afraid I haven't made us all reservations, so you might have to pop out to Tesco's when we get there. Arrivals. Runway now. Flying final approach offset 15 degrees to the north of the runway. Oh, so it's very, very similar to what we did here. From the A43, and avoid the villages of Turweston and Whitfield. Turweston and Whitfield. There's Whitfield. There's Turweston. So we're going to fly in between the villages, basically. Aerial overfly of Silverstone near Turweston keeps the motor racing theme after Thruxton. It's well modelled, as I recall. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. So we're going to join crosswind, I think, again. Coming from the south, it makes sense. We'll join crosswind over the 27 numbers, or a left-hand downwind for runway 09. What's the circuit height or altitude? I find some information really much harder to find than it ought to be. Ring them up. And doesn't say, does it? See if the Sky Demon data knows anything. All circuits are 1,000 for AAL. Okay, good. 1,000 for AAL, and the AL is 438. So we'll call it 1,500 for on the QNH. Just Speedbed, hello, welcome. It's going well. It's going well. How are you? Yeah, a bit of VFR flying. Which is makes a nice change. And we've got a great aircraft to do it in. And we're giving away 3 of them. We've given away 2. There's 1 more. If you want to enter to win the final one, exclamation mark Ted Smith in the chat. Oh, this is all the Gatwick nonsense we're hearing, isn't it? Oh, we're along. No, we're not far from Gatwick. We're looking at the wrong airport. Where is Silverstone then? I know I've seen it on Sky Demon before. Oh yeah, it's just north. Okay, change of plan. Change of plan. We'll fly to Silverstone, then we'll join downwind. How does that sound? Does at least let you doubt you being a good. Okay, lovely. Anything else I need to catch up with? What aircraft is this? This is the A2A Aerostar. I don't think I need to catch up with anything else. I'll get my Sky Demon flying. Go flying, use X-plane. Be departing to the north. Sort out my streaming software. Yeah, good to go. I think. So much to remember. Something's going to go wrong one of these days. But not yet. Right, box full forward mixture rich. Popham traffic, Golf, Sierra Golf, Foxtrot, line up and depart. Runway 08, departure will be to the north.
Golf Alpha following Golf Foxtrot.
Now, how do we get onto the runway? Do we just go over to the left here, or do we carry on? Let's carry on past these signs. That feels better, seeing as we've come all this way. Don't fly over the petrol station, that says, more or less.
Entered runway 08.
Favourite top 3 planes, airliner-wise? Phoenix A320, PMDG 777, and the Avro RJ from Just Flight. GA-wise, this one, followed by the Comanche, followed by the Cessna 172 mod by... I've forgotten who they are. Let's go! Whee! Let's speed build. Bidding ground effect. Up we go. Gear up. Over to the left. Don't overfly the petrol station. Did we avoid it? Yes, we did. And I've somehow lost my Sky Demon. Okay. Yeah, we're flying it exactly as published. You'll be pleased to hear. Cornwolf, it has been ages. Yeah, how are you? Welcome. Right, I need to concentrate a little bit on flying the plane.
Airspace 4,000 feet above.
So we'll climb to 2,000-ish again. Make the turn to the north. And we're going to track that VOR, aren't we?
Controlled airspace 4,500 feet above. Controlled airspace 4,400 feet above.
I always struggle to get these things in trim in the sim. Any plane. There we go. And we can get the autopilot on, I think, heading in altitude mode. And as you can see, we'll be intercepting that yellow needle. So we'll arm nav mode. Are we arm nav mode? Yes, I think so. And it should fly directly towards the Compton VOR. While descending ever so slightly. Yeah, the altitude hold mode is not
restricted area 11.5
that
miles
reliable.
ahead.
So we'll just set an attitude, which gives us Lovely flight. And see how we get on. And there you are, turning to intercept the VOR radial. Lovely. Right, what have I missed out on the chat? Anything? Where's the concrete? Well, indeed. It's another world. It's another world, GA. All good here. Yeah, all nice here as well. Thank you. What's the airspace warning from? That's from Sky Demon, which I think you may have missed. It's a GPS app that is meant for real world GA flying, but which you can link to the simulator. I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know where in the world you are, but these are the sort of charts that we use for GA flying in the UK and in most of Europe, and I think probably most places in the US have something quite similar. And yeah, that's what we're using. So it warns you about airspace, it warns you about airfields, it warns you about all sorts of things as you're flying along. All quite useful. Yeah, the US has sections. We don't call them that here, but they're essentially the same thing. We talk about half mil charts because they're 1 in 500,000 scale. So we're going to leave Compton on a heading of 013. So I guess we may as well get that set on here. We could track the outbound radial of Compton, but let's just fly a heading and follow the pink line. Skydemon needs a new sub-tier for flight simmers. I agree. They are missing a trick. They are missing a trick. Actually getting a bit speedy, aren't we? Too speedy. So, for those of you who have joined since I last mentioned it, we are giving one final copy of this aircraft away on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, you will need to come to twitch.tv/filberflies. And there are all the details about it in the Twitch chat. Bit bouncy, isn't it? Bit thermic. Thermic? Yes. I'm sticking with that word, whether or not it's right. Now, it is possible, I think, to see the VOR on the ground. It's not actually modelled, but you can see it in the satellite imagery. We managed to spot it when I did a test flight a few days back. Coming up to it. There it is, do you see? You see it on the satellite imagery just there. Now IRL, I wouldn't overfly a VOR because switch heading mode, because lots of people will be doing the same thing. So you want to try and avoid them. And I don't think that the winds are quite right. So let's adjust this turn to the right to follow the pink line on Skydemon. A Sobo should model the VORs would be a nice feature to see in a GA flight. Yes, it would. You'd have thought. It would be pretty easy to do a standard VOR model and then just plonk them on top of every VOR station around the world, wouldn't you? It's odd that they haven't done that. I feel like in FS 2004 we had that. I might be wrong.
Airfield 8.5 miles ahead, 1,700 feet below.
So we should be able to see Benson, I think, which is that military airfield that you were asking about, Wojtek. Over to the right shortly. We're just entering their mats now. And they're between us and that motorway. You need the Burning Blue VOR add-on. They model the UK VORs. No, I never knew that existed. I never knew that existed. I will download it. You thought they had. Maybe it's getting LOD'd or something. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. So we are supposedly just about to... Is this Benson? No runway. Why can't I see it? Is it disused or something? Is it now that housing estate? I have many questions, but we are a beam it, and it is between us and the main road. Oh, but no, just beyond the river. That's a river, not a road. There it is. There it is, there. I see it. I mistook a river for a road. That's what happened there. Thank you, Ace Airstream. I will. I will buy it. I was going to say I'll ask them for a copy, but they give me all their airports, so I'll buy it. Yeah, thank you. So you can see we're now 10 miles away from the Compton VOR. And we're just coming up to Oxford on the left. We've just got the outskirts of Oxford. There's the main city over here. And we're now heading direct to Silverstone. As requested, have a quick look at that circuit. And then we'll come into land at Turweston. And it's actually turned out to be a lovely day for flying. I thought we were going to have to use a preset when I looked out the window. But the overcast is high enough that we can keep under it. Someone please remind me about the photo presentation when we land. If Ray's still here. If Ray's gone, we'll do it on another stream. There she is, there's Oxford. Don't know what this little place directly below us is. Zoom in, see if we can work it out. No, Sky Demon doesn't know either. What do you think the lap time of Silverstone would be in this plane? I've no idea, boss, at all. Don't even know what it would be in a car. That was us entering and then immediately leaving again the Benson, RAF Benson mats. Military air traffic zone. What altitude did I say the circuit was? 1500, did I say? Circuit's at 1000 feet AL. Yeah, 1500. So we're going to be flying directly overhead a farm strip soon called Pear Tree Farm. And it'd be interesting, I'll find it interesting to see if I can actually spot it. I'm going to cross the A41 soon. That's the A41 and it's just beyond it. Is that it? Is that it? That strip cut in this cornfield or whatever it is? I think it is. Yes, it is. Gosh, That's all. That's it. It's just a cornfield with a bit of runway cut in it. And then over to the left we should have Vista, which you can see just over here. Good for your outlet shopping. It's amazing how many little airfields there are dotted around. So we're 7 nautical miles south of Silverstone at the minute. Six. I think we'll start a descent down so we can have a proper look at it when we get there. So the plan is have a look at Silverstone, make a right hand turn 270 odd degrees, and then join downwind for runway 9. Did we overfly Silverstone, Alex, when we went to Wales? Feeling we might have done. I feel like I've overflown it in real life and I haven't been up this way other than for that reason. Let's turn the autopilot off and go and have a proper look. There she is. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It looks alright, doesn't it? Looks alright. Nice. All right, so let's get set up for our arrival. Did I say 1500 feet? I think I did. Why has my view gone a bit weird? Control space should reset it, shouldn't it? It's a bit weird. It went. Maybe that's how it was. It was RAF Silverstone, was it? Oh yes, I'd forgotten you used to work there, so yeah.
Restricted area 7.5 miles ahead.
So we're going to go back over the top of it and then set ourselves up for a downwind join. My view isn't right though.
Restricted area 7.5 miles.
It's got a bit weird. It's like the sim has forgotten my default view.
7 miles ahead.
Oh well. We'll work with what we're given. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating on me flying. But I appreciate you nonetheless.
Parachute drop zone 6 miles ahead.
But allowed ourselves to get ever so high.
Temporary restricted area 5 miles ahead.
Turweston traffic, Golf, Sierra Golf, Foxtrot joining downwind for 09.
Parachute drop zone 4 miles ahead.
There's a cool pilot POV video of landing a chopper there during the F1 week. Oh, really? Twitch chat seemed a bit more populated here today. Yeah! What, compared with my last stream? Let's get some flaps and gear down as we turn left base. Yeah, I think we have, well, we've got 40 people watching across both Twitch and YouTube. Which is not bad. Which is not bad for someone who leaves it 2 months between streams. So thank you all for being here.
Temporary restricted area 2 miles ahead.
So again, we're going to turn for an offset final. A bit high. Western traffic, Golf Sierra, Golf Foxtrot, final 09 full stop.
Western traffic, Golf Zulu final for the Hamilton Street, touch and go.
Flared a little early there. There we are. I kind of want a yoke. I don't have anywhere to keep it. It won't attach to my desk. But other than that, I want a yoke.
So West traffic code, take us through your 20 bottle for 09, 8, whatever it was.
Good. Turweston track. Vic. Golf, Sierra Golf, Foxtrot, runway 9 vacated. So here we are. It's probably the worst landing of the stream, but you know, plane's intact.
Golf Zulu, still alive, departed, start-finish straight, heading to Turweston.
Buy an IKEA Calex and display your yoke in there when you don't use it.
Following papaya rules.
Yeah. Right, so let us get that off and that off. Let us get those off. And I guess we will stay. Where's the park? The parking's right at the back, isn't it? Oh no, it's to the left here. Let's. We may as well stop towards the threshold, watch the other people land before parking up. Will we? Or we could just. Yeah, no. Let's just stop here. Let's just stop here. Don't want to be fanning around with taxiing at the same time as they're landing and doing giveaways. Too much.
Turweston traffic, Golf Zulu downwind for runway 09 now.
I see 2 aircraft on final, which I think is Sam and Wojtek. Once you IKEA Kalex, you never go back. I've not done it. But I will.
Turweston traffic,
give it a go.
Mike November, awful people, downwind.
Nice. Oh, bit of a bounce, but it looked nice until the bounce, and then that bounce and the other bounce. But welcome anyway. Welcome to Turweston. Diamond person. I still haven't worked out who's who, I'm afraid to say. Let's have a look on Volanta.
Turweston traffic, Golf Alpha, joining downwind for Charlie.
So that was, you can zoom in. That was Paul. So at last we know who's in the diamond. Paul has landed. We have I don't know.
Clear
Taz is sort of
runway
out
09,
of the circuit.
traffic.
Who's next? Tazzy might be next, actually, I think. And yes, it's spelled differently because I didn't want to promote. I think you're allowed to promote your favourite IKEA furniture, just not yourself. While we're here, let's just have a look at the state of this plane. We've done 3 legs, and as you can see,
Zulu final runway 09.
as you can see, it is very dirty, and you will also notice probably that there are some bugs on it. Yes, you can see the bug splatters over the nose here. So the aircraft really do age and get used. Is it a Cirrus? What? Are you winding me up? Have you changed plane? No, it's a DA-40. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I have a lot of planes of various types. Obviously we had G Filbert FLBT, which had a number of iterations. Originally it was a Cessna Citation Longitude, I believe. Then it was a Cessna 152. So the reg is transferred, but I'm trying to give each new plane its own reg. So Sierra Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot stands for Sky God Filbert Flies, in case you were wondering. And this is going to be my UK-based Aerostar. I've got one in Japan as well. Can't remember. I think that's just J Filbert. I think. Here he is. Oh. Well. It's not really your fault. Oh my God, Tazzy!
Traffic, Golf Alpha.
The hell!
409.
Oh my God. What the hell happened? I didn't coin the term. It's not, other people over the years have referred to me as a sky god, so I just, I give the people what they want. You get me? As he gets well, this person, Sam, I guess, touched down a little before the number. Oh, what's going on here? Are you using your tail as a brake? You're not supposed to do that.
I'm in a DC-3, what else am I supposed to use?
Oh! Oh, it's disappointing that didn't model match. Anyway, Unicom is not for... sorry, I was misusing Unicom. Someone needs to report me to the VATSIM Board of Governors. Otherwise, just won't stop.
On it.
Wheelie for the camera. Got buttons I can talk. So this must be Wojtek, yes? Are you also in a DC? No.
Command to Golf.
Oh, right, yeah, of course. Nice! Well, there we are. I think we've all arrived. Yeah, good. That's good fun. I enjoyed that. Anyway, it's not over. Let's go and park up and give a plane away, shall we? What do I need to do? Anything after takeoff? No, any of that. After
Entered
landing,
runway
flaps are up, boost
21.
pumps are up, trim tabs are neutral. Done it. Done it all. So we're going to go on to the
Entered runway 09.
this taxiway and then park on the grass, I think. Or should we just... No, let's go along here and park on the grass. I don't know how they taxi around here, Ira. I don't have all the answers. But I know that there's lots of nice grass parking for us over here, so we'll just go to it. And we'll drive in between some cones. That's usually a good idea. The black cones look like you can drive in between them. The red ones look like maybe you shouldn't. That's my logic.
Entered runway 21.
I find it very strange that that the sim has changed my default view. Very odd. It's not a bad view, it's just not what I'm used to. We'll make a left turn here. And I'm going to forget everything I said about not taxiing between the red cones, and I'm going to spin it round and park next to that static, I think. Possibly IRL you would push it back, but I can't imagine so. It'd be a bit insane.
Entered runway 03.
I haven't entered runway 03. It's
Entered
absolute
runway
lies.
03.
Absolute lies. Here we are, parking brake set, reset 1,000 RPM, 100 wouldn't be much good, and we'll run through the shutdown checklist. So parking brake is set, idle, engine cool down, that's cool enough. Radios and lights can come off except the beacon. Mixture, idle cutoff, magnetos, once it's stopped, off, alternators and battery and fuel selectors and everything else off. Alternators, battery, fuel selectors, and everything else. That is everything, isn't it? I think. Yeah, lovely. So here we are. Let's pop out and give away the last plane. Get the chocks back in. See, I do quite like all this faff. All the stuff that in the real world you don't really want to be doing. It does add a nice element of realism to the simming experience, I think. So what do you think? What do you think of this plane? Having seen it in action over 3 sectors. Are you impressed? That's a nice view to end on, isn't it? Someone's missing. I guess maybe Sam's DC3 won't fit here. Ah, he's left it over there. Fair enough. A bit more room. Smooth AF landing. Yours or mine? You do prefer 2024 because of details like this. Yeah, me too. And the grass looks better, and I like the daisies even though there are far too many daisies. It's just a nicer, more real feeling environment, isn't it? Oh, thank you. Good. Loving it. We'll get from Just Flight unless I win. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Right, what's this? Is this a screenshot? Oh, this is your Silverstone landing. Nice. Well, I was going to share the screen anyway. So there you are. That's what Tassie got up to at Silverstone. And it's time, I think, to bring up Latch Tools again. I'm going to give it. I don't want anyone to feel like they haven't had the chance to enter the giveaway. If you haven't yet entered and you'd like the opportunity to win a copy of this wonderful Aerostar 600 from A2A Simulations, type !Ted Smith in the chat now. As you can see, we've got 14 entrants so far. Final few seconds to enter if you haven't. I think everyone here probably has. Oh no, we just had another name added, I think, there. Or it just shook for no reason. We're getting a few more in. Good, well done. Right, without further ado, let's roll it. Good luck, everyone. Just a reminder, if you win, you'll have to say something in the chat, and then you'll have to send me your email address via Twitch Whisper, which I'll pass on to A2A. Here we go. It is Born to Fly 75. Born to Fly 75. Are you still here? I haven't heard you say much in the chat, so just give us a little wave. Yes, you're there. Excellent. So all you need to do is send me a Twitch Whisper with your email address in that you'd like this product sent to or added to an account with. Congratulations on your win. And yeah, if sooner you do that, the sooner I'll send them all off to A2A, and the sooner, hopefully, you'll have your free planes. Now then, there was one final thing to do, wasn't there? And that was a photo presentation. I just want to check, Ray, do you still want your photo presentation, or do you want to head off? I know you were very close. You were very close. If you do want it, we'll do. You're here, right? Good. Okay, let me find some photos to present to you. Those of you who are new to the channel, this is a reward for Philbios on Twitch, which are channel points basically. And if you get enough, you can either have a book presentation or a photo presentation. And photo presentations are becoming more popular as I've run out of books to show you. Let me just have a flick through and see what I have that might be appropriate to share on stream. That sounded not quite how I meant it to sound. They're all appropriate to share on stream. But, you know, I don't like to share photos of my friends necessarily without their consent. Would you like to see... Oh, no, I didn't ever take many because my camera fell in the sea. My phone fell in the sea. I was going to say, would you like to see some Dubrovnik shots? No book will ever top the one you had for Matt. No, it's true. That is true. I don't have many Dubrovnik shots. What I'm going to show you instead, I think, is some photos from my recent tour that I led with Great Rail Journeys to Lake Maggiore. I'm going to be very careful not to show you any photos with clients in them because that would be bad. But I did take some nice shots. So yes, we'll run through those. We'll run through a few of those, and you can have a little look at what I get up to for my side hustle job. So here we are. This was taken on a train going through Switzerland, yeah, that was just taken out the window, and that was, you know, couldn't be anywhere else really, could it? Very pretty. Flick through a bit more. That's a boring one. That's got people in it. This is not bad. This is Strasbourg. So we stayed overnight in Strasbourg on the way out, and we stayed overnight in Mulhouse on the way back. But I love Strasbourg. It's such a pretty city. It's a proper picture postcard. And it's not somewhere I think most people would think of going on holiday. But yeah, it's just lovely. There's that. Going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Hang on. Oh yes, so we were staying in Stresa, which is on the shore of Lake Garda, and I had a really nice room. Normally the tour manager gets given the rubbish room in the basement with no view, but I actually had my own little balcony with my single solitary chair and this beautiful view out over the lake, which was really nice. So I spent a bit of time out there on the free days reading my book. What else can I show you from that? We had a day trip to Lake Orta as well, which is a smaller, slightly less touristy lake with a beautiful town called Orta San Giulio, named after some saint who built a church. So there's me looking professional in the town square of Orta San Giulio. I'd definitely recommend a visit there if you're ever in the lakes area. Underrated place. What else? This is nice. This is Isola. Sorry, I haven't got it up, have I? This is Isola San Giulio, which is a tiny little island in the middle of the lake, and it's inhabited entirely by nuns. It's a monastery. I didn't know you called it a monastery when there were nuns there, but yes, apparently it is called a monastery, but it's full of nuns. Very picturesque. What else? Couple more, I think. Oh yes, so we had a couple of free days, and this group was sort of quite self-sufficient. They were able to look after themselves, and they didn't really need me around, so I was able to take myself off. And on the first of the 3 days I came here, which is a little village called Canobbio, just north along the lake, so I was able to get a boat up there. A good and proper nunnery. Yeah, you don't see so many anymore, do you? So yeah, this was Canobbio, where I stayed with some friends when I was not 18, probably about 21, so it was a little while ago, and I remembered it being really pretty, so I thought I'll go and see if it still is, and it really is. It's yeah, lovely little place. Everywhere around Lake Maggiore is nice, so it's a great little spot if you're looking for a slightly off the beaten track holiday. It's not a bad place to go. Oh yes, this was cool. You'll like this plane. This is a seaplane that was in the lake. I don't know anything about seaplanes. I don't know what it is. I recognise it. I've definitely seen them before, but it was very cool. Just going past that on a boat, and we saw it taking off later on as well. Let's see. Let's do one more to end things with. There's one with my feet in it, but I don't think you've given me enough money to see that this stream, unfortunately. Oh, that's nice. Is that the one? Isola Pescatore? I think so. No, it isn't actually. But anyway, it's pretty. So in the lake, opposite Stresa, is three islands that were owned or are still owned by the Borromeo family, and they have really sort of extravagant palaces, beautiful gardens, and that sort of thing on. And you can get a boat ticket and sort of go between them for a day. So I did that. I mostly stayed on the smallest island, which is Isola Pescatore, which I don't think is this one, but it might be. Can't really remember, I'm afraid. Anyway, they were all lovely. They were all really pretty, and that is the conclusion of the photo presentation. So I hope you found that interesting. Anyway, that's all around Lake Maggiore. Albatross or goose? What were we talking about? Why are we naming birds? Was there one in a previous photo? There must have been. I wasn't really paying attention to the chat. Oh, the plane! Is the plane an albatross, is it? Oh, right, okay. Maybe. Don't know. Anyway, there you are. Hope that was good. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think we'll call it a day, because I'm getting a bit peckish. I will be, for those of you who are subscribers on Twitch or members on YouTube, I'll be in the Club Filbert voice chat after the stream ends for a debrief, so I hope to see some of you there. The rest of you, do come and join my Discord server if you're not already on it. It is a great place to hang out between streams, and probably the finest flight simulation community on the internet. If you haven't won, my commiserations. Definitely a plane to consider buying from A2A if you like GA flying. It's absolutely fantastic. If you have one, make sure you drop me a Twitch whisper with your email address, and I'll send those off to A2A ASAP. Aside from that, do keep an eye on the Discord for details of the next stream. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to those of you who have gifted me bits. I very much appreciate that. Alex and Sam and Wojtek, thank you for the resub. I don't think I've missed anyone, but if I have, my apologies. Thank you very much for being here, and enjoy the rest of your weekends. I hope to see you in the not too distant future. Bye bye.